Good morning, students. Today we study another mechanical property of the expression, that is mechanical properties of fluid. In this chapter we see the expression for rise of liquid or fall of liquid. Now consider the liquid, fall of liquid or rise of liquid. Expression for rise or fall of liquid. There are two methods. The first method, that is method first, it is pressure method. It is pressure method, and the next pressure difference method. See, in this case we can consider a liquid. Now we know the liquid and gases collectively called as fluid. Now here we consider the properties of liquid and consider the liquid like that is having concave meniscus, and the liquid which having the property that is it does not or it partly weights or fully weights the solid. It is the meniscus is concave. Now see here we consider the example of water or kerosene. In this case, the upper free surface of liquid, it is concave. That is, the angle of contact is acute, and suppose this is the liquid. This is the water here or kerosene. In this case, we draw the tangent to this concave surface. Here, angle of contact is acute here. Thus, liquid having property, suppose this water or kerosene does not or partly or completely weights the solid. The angle is acute here. And we see the free surface of liquid is concave. Now, suppose this capillary dipped in water or kerosene, the upper meniscus of the liquid or free surface is concave. Now the angle of contact is acute. Draw tangent to this surface. Suppose this is the tangent to this surface, and this is also tangent to this surface. And this tangent to the surface represents the force of surface tension. Now see, suppose this is the force of surface tension, Ft, and this angle, it is called as angle of contact. In case of water or kerosene, it is acute. Now, this angle or this force is having some angle or it is inclined here. There are two components. The vertical components. Now see, this is the vertical component. This is the horizontal component. This component is Ft sin theta. The theta resolved into two components. The horizontal component is Ft sin theta and the vertical component is Ft cos theta. Now in this case, this situation is also all these around this meniscus. The Ft sin theta, it is the horizontal component. It is equal and opposite, so it is cancelled. Hence this Ft sin theta is cancelled, and remaining component, this Ft cos theta added here. The length of meniscus is, circumference here, and circumference is nothing but, suppose the circumference is here, it is suppose 2 pi r here. Now suppose this is the capital R is the, now see, capital R is, suppose here capital R is the radius of this meniscus. Now we see, suppose this angle is also suppose this angle is also theta, then we can write here, suppose small r, it is the radius of this capillary. This due to geometry, this angle is also theta. This angle is also theta. Therefore, from figure we can write here, see, we know pressure difference is equal to pressure difference we see from it is Laplace spherical membrane. Pressure difference is equal to 2T divided by R. 2T divided by R, where T is surface tension, R is the radius. Then substitute here from figure we can write from figure. See, this is the angle of contact here. R is the radius of capillary tube or capillary, and capital R is the radius of meniscus. It is radius of meniscus. It is the concavity. The surface is concave. We can say it is concavity. Now see, R is the radius of meniscus here. Then this is the, from figure we can write, suppose cos theta is equal to, you know, this is the front side, this is the adjacent side, and this is the hypothesis. Therefore cos theta is equal to the adjacent side divided by hypothesis, and it is R divided by R. See, if you draw the tangent to this surface, this angle is also theta, and due to geometry this angle is also theta. Now, if capillary is deeply in liquid, there is concave meniscus for water or kerosene. Now, small r is the radius of this capillary and capital R is the radius of this meniscus. R is the radius of capillary, capital R is the radius of this meniscus. From figure, we can write here cos theta is equal to adjacent side is R, hypothesis is R. Therefore, we can write this small r or capital R is equal to R divided by cos theta. From figure we can write R is equal to R cos theta. Now see, again we know this equation, that is Laplace spherical membrane law. Pressure difference P is equal to 2T divided by R. In this case, P is pressure difference, T is surface tension, and this R is radius of this meniscus. Substitute the value of this R here. We get P is equal to 2T divided by value of R is here R divided by cos theta. Therefore, P is equal to, we get 2T cos theta. 2T cos theta divided by R. Now P is pressure, or it is pressure difference, and this pressure difference is given by, we know the formula, P is equal to H rho G. P is pressure difference, where H is height of the mercury, rho is the density of mercury, G is gravitational acceleration. Substitute the value of P in this equation, we get 2T H rho G is equal to 2T cos theta divided by R. Simplify, it is for H. What is H here? H is the height of liquid column. Rho is the density of mercury. G is the acceleration due to gravity. We get H is equal to 2T cos theta divided by rho R rho G. This is the rise or fall of liquid column in a capillary tube. See, H is equal to 2T cos theta. H and this rho and G multiply here, we get H is equal to 2t cos theta divided by r rho g. This is the rise or fall of liquid column inside the capillary tube, where H is height, T is surface tension, theta is angle of contact, R is radius of capillary tube, rho is density of the liquid, density of this liquid, and G is gravitational acceleration. From this formula, we can write this H is directly proportional to T, that is height in liquid column is directly proportional to surface tension. And again we can say this H depends upon, this rise or fall of liquid level depends upon surface tension, then angle of contact, it depends on capillary tube, size of capillary tube, diameter of capillary tube, its material and gravitational acceleration. This height is also universally proportional to, H is universally proportional to R, that is as the radius is small, height increases, that is R is small, H is large. If R is large, H is small, that is H into R is constant here. Now we use the second method to find the rise or fall of the capillary tube, or rise or fall height we can find here. The method second, that is expression for rise or fall of liquid in capillary tube. That is, here again we find the expression for rise or fall in the next session. Now see, again we dip a capillary in a liquid which completely or wholly weights the solid, and for example water or kerosene. In this case, we get again a concave meniscus here. The meniscus is concave here. And the free surface of liquid is concave. This is the water or kerosene. We know theta is here. If we draw tangent to this surface, tangent to the free surface, we draw the free surface tangent to this free surface, which gives the force of surface tension. Again draw tangent here, we get the force of surface tension here. Now the angle of contact, it is theta. This is also angle of contact theta. Theta is angle of contact. In case of water or kerosene, this theta is acute. Now this theta, or this is inclined to angle theta, it having two components. Suppose the horizontal component and vertical component. You know horizontal component of this force of surface tension, it is Ft sin theta, or we can say it is Ft, it is again Ft cos theta, it is the vertical component. This Ft having this force having two components. Ft sin theta is horizontal component and Ft cos theta is vertical component here. Now again the Ft sin theta, these components are equal and opposite. Here we see only Ft cos theta. Ft cos theta, we consider this Ft cos theta, this Ft sin theta is equal and opposite, so that these components are cancelled out. The remaining component, suppose Ft cos theta added here, and we can find from the definition of surface tension, we get surface tension T is equal to, it is force per unit length, or it is force per unit length, that is Ft is equal to surface tension T multiplied by length, and length of this meniscus meniscus is 2 pi r. Length of this meniscus is 2 pi r. That is Ft is equal to T into 2 pi r. Now in this case, this vertical component, it is along this side, that is Ft cos theta, and the weight of liquid column, it is vertically downward. It is vertically downward. That is one force is, suppose Ft and Ft is equal to T into 2 pi r, then this Ft cos theta, it is equal to T into 2 pi r cos theta. See again. See, suppose we consider water or kerosene. In this case, the capillary dipped in water or kerosene, the free surface of liquid denotes the concave meniscus here. If we draw the tangent to this meniscus, you get the force of surface tension here, and the force of surface tension or the surface tension is nothing but force per unit length. The length of the meniscus is circumference, and this circumference is nothing but 2 pi r, where r is the radius of this capillary. Now this angle is inclined here, that is there are two components, the horizontal component Ft sin theta and the vertical component Ft cos theta. This Ft sin theta, it is equal and opposite around this capillary and it is cancelled out, and the remaining component Ft cos theta added, and we get the total force, and we can write Ft is equal to T into length. Here length is nothing but circumference of this meniscus, and it is equal to 2 pi r. R is the radius of this capillary tube. Now here the component is the vertical component of force is Ft cos theta. Therefore we get the vertical force or vertical component of force is T into 2 pi r cos theta. This is equation number 1 here. Equation number 1. Now see, in this case the liquid column are balanced by this force, that is seen here. The figure shows the upward vertical force is Ft cos theta and downward force is weight of the liquid column, which is mg. Therefore the another force acting on this liquid column, it is weight, and weight of liquid column. This weight of liquid column is nothing but mg. Weight of liquid column is nothing but mg here, and we can find the mass here. That is, we know the definition of density. Density is nothing but mass upon volume. Then mass is suppose m and volume is v. Volume of this liquid column, it is given by volume of the liquid column, it is suppose rho. That is mass is equal to, we can write mass is equal to volume multiplied by rho, and the volume of this liquid column is area multiplied by height. Then area is equal to pi r square and height is h, which is the volume of this liquid column. See, in the figure, this is the concave surface. Draw here tangent here, and we get angle of contact theta. It is acute for water or kerosene. Now see, this angle is also theta. This theta is inclined here, and it having two components, f sin theta and f cos theta. This f sin theta is horizontal component. It is equal and opposite. It may be cancelled. Now the remaining component ft cos theta is balanced by weight of liquid column, and see, the surface tension is force divided by length. Force of surface tension is equal to T into L. L is the length of this liquid column, which is equal to Ft is equal to T into 2 pi r. It is the vertical component. hence it is T is equal to T into 2 pi r cos theta. This vertical component is balanced by this mg, weight of the liquid column. Weight is nothing but weight is equal to mass into gravitational acceleration. We know another definition, that is rho is equal to mass upon volume. Therefore we can write mass into volume into rho. Volume of this liquid column can be written as area multiplied by height. Area is given by V is equal to pi r square h here. Substitute the value of m here. We get that is m is equal to mass, that is volume is equal to pi r square h. Pi r square h. Substitute here, that is W is equal to value of mass, it is pi r square h into g, which is the weight of liquid column. That is value of m here, it is pi r square h, and value of g is g. Then from figure, the force Ft, vertical component of force, which is balanced by this weight mg. We can balance here the equation. We get this T into 2 pi r cos theta is equal to mg, is equal to value of m, it is pi r square hg. Rearrange the equation, we get here. Rearrange the equation. It is T into 2 pi r cos theta is equal to pi r square h into g. Find it is for h. H is equal to, we get pi cancel here. It is r get cancel, 1 r get cancel, and it is 2t cos theta. 2t cos theta, 2t cos theta divided by r rho g here. R rho g here, that is here rho, again it is here rho, and it is rho. That is we get r rho g, which is the rise and fall of the liquid level in a capillary tube. See again, see, it is the mass is equal to, it is pi square r rho g. Substitute here, we get h is equal to 2t cos theta divided by r rho g here. Then from this equation, h is the height, t is the surface tension, theta is the angle of contact, r is the radius of this capillary tube, rho is the density of liquid, g is the gravitational acceleration. That is, h is directly proportional to angle of contact. H is directly proportional to angle of contact, and this h is inversely proportional to r. That is, height of liquid column increases, the radius is decreases. That is, narrower the capillary height increases, or there is a large height in capillary tube. That is, we can say H1R1 is equal to H2R2. This is all about the surface tension, height of liquid column in a capillary tube. Now we can say, we see here in mechanical properties of fluid, when the surface or when the liquid is in the rest, the surface tension is most interesting property of this liquid in the rest. Now we see the next property when the liquid in motion. Now what is the liquid in motion? We see the mechanical properties of fluid in liquid in motion, the property that is hydrodynamics. What is the hydrodynamics? Hydrodynamics is the branch of physics which deals with the properties of fluid in motion. For example, the water flows through the pipe. Water flows through pipe. Second example, cooking gas flows through the pipe. Third, the water flows through the river or canal, which are the fluid in motion. Now we see some definitions and then we see the streamline flow and turbulent flow. Now see, fluid in motion. It is the branch of physics which deals with the study of this fluid in motion. Now in this case we see, suppose this is the area of cross section, and we see some definition. The area is decrease here, and we see these are the number of lines. Now this is cross-sectional area A, and these lines are called as flow lines. And it is called as flow bundle. Or flow tubes. See, the first, suppose steady flow. We see some definition. Steady flow. What is the steady flow? In the steady flow, the velocity and pressure is constant at every point. Velocity and pressure remains constant. Pressure remains constant at every point. Now second, the flow line. It is path of particle. It is path of particle flowing in the fluid motion. Now third, flow tube. It is an imaginary bundle of these flow lines. It is called as imaginary flow bundle, or it is imaginary flow bundle of line. It is called as flow tube. There are two types of flow. First is laminar flow, or it is called as streamline flow. And second, it is turbulent flow. See, here we consider a tube that is having large cross-sectional area here and small cross-sectional area here. Now these are the flow lines, and this tube is called as flow tube. Now we see some definitions. That is steady flow. The velocity of liquid in this flow, the velocity and pressure remains constant. Flow line, the path of particle in liquid flow. What is the flow tube? It is the imaginary bundle of flow lines. There are two types of flow, that is streamline flow and turbulent flow. Then we see the characteristic of streamline flow and turbulent flow here. See, here we show the streamline flow and turbulent flow. In case of streamline flow, it is the smooth flow of fluid. The velocity is smaller than critical velocity. It is called as streamline flow. And turbulent flow, see, this is the turbulent flow. That is, the flow is not regular. It is disorder. That is turbulent flow. We can say it is the irregular or unsteady flow of the water or of the fluid. Its velocity increases beyond the critical velocity. See, the first streamline flow. In streamline flow, the smooth flow of fluid, the velocity is smaller than certain critical velocity. The flow is called as streamline flow. the characteristics of this streamline flow, that is the velocity at given point is constant. Then two streamlines never intersect to each other. The fluid flows through the uniform cross-sectional tube. Now the turbulent flow, in turbulent flow, it is the irregular and unsteady flow of the fluid. The velocity of increases beyond the critical velocity and it is turbulent flow. The velocity does not remain constant here and the fluid have irrotational or rotational motion. For example, it is. Then we can distinguish between streamline flow and turbulent flow. In streamline flow, the smooth flow of fluid, the velocity is less than certain critical velocity. The flow is called as streamline flow. In turbulent flow, the irregular and unsteady flow of fluid, when the velocity is greater than certain critical velocity, the flow is turbulent flow. In streamline flow, the velocity at any point, at a given point, it is constant. In case of turbulent flow, velocity does not remain constant. It changes at every point. Now, in streamline flow, two streamlines, that is there here, see the two streamlines never intersect with each other. That is, we can say two streamlines does not intersect with each other. Here there is the fluid have rotational motion. For example, we can say it is fluid flows through the uniform cross-sectional tube and here it shows the turbulent flow. Thank you.